Hello, everyone. It appears to be that I'm the only one here right now, which is fine. I'll just sit here and wait till somebody shows up. If you're here, just say hi. I appreciate it. Hey, Selexi, how you doing? If you like, come on up. Hey, Selexi, how you doing? If you like, come on. It's just Hey, Shane, how you doing, sir or ma'am? Uh, we're just waiting. So we got Selexi came first, then Shane, and just woke up. Yeah, I know it's early in the morning over there. Uh, I'm sorry about that. It's 7 a.m. over there, or just going on 7 a.m. over there, and it's 7 p.m. here. Uh, Now, if this was a work day, I'd be at work, but I have Fridays and Saturdays off, which would be Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings for you guys. Like I said, we're 12 hours difference. All right, now, and I hope we stay that way. I mean, because we won't be the same time, but if we change our clocks, then we'd be 13 hours difference, and I prefer the 12. Hello, Mike. How you doing, sir? So, if anybody wants to come on up, the tab is there. The link. You can come on up. Otherwise, this will be a short video. Uh, I like to talk, but I don't like talking to myself. I didn't do uh, a short this week or on Friday. I usually have one posted for Friday. I didn't do it. Hopefully, I'll have a couple up next week. Uh, I did decide to buy a new phone. My This particular phone here is full. I don't have room to put anything else on there, and so I got a new one coming. Uh, by buying it through the company itself, I got a nice discount, but I got to wait for it to be shipped to me, and I have to go into my carrier and have them transfer my information from this phone to the new one. Then I'll send this one back to the company. It's a Samsung, and this is a Samsung. So what I bought was a Samsung. It has a lot more. I'll tell you in a minute. It has a lot more uh, memory than this one, and so we waiting on that. Like I said, once I started vlogging, I found out I need a lot of memory. Uh, I do have the other one. It has memory left still on it. I didn't have it with me when I was running around Thursday, so I didn't take anything. No, it's not cold here right now. Mike, let's see what the temperature says it is. I think it's in the 60s, so it's cooler, but it's not cold. And oh, it's in the 50s. Excuse me, it dropped down quite a bit. Earlier today, it was up in the low 70s. Now it's down to 52, so it's dropped 20 degrees. But it's raining, so that makes it even feel a little colder. And so yeah, it's for here this time of year it's cold. But as you well know, yeah, it's cold and wet here. Like I said, it's raining. It's been raining all day. I never left the apartment. It just I didn't want to go out in the rain when I didn't have to. I was thinking about going for a walk at one of the parks I like to walk in, but not in this kind of weather. Uh, uh, No, Mike, I didn't put in a memory card. I bought one of these things that's supposed to be able to transfer your memory to it. It didn't work for me, so I just decided to get a newer phone. This phone's a couple of years old. I've had it for a few years already, and this is a 21. I decided to go with the 23, and it's got more than double the memory of this one. And if I remember right, this has only got 128 gigabytes, and the new one's got 512. Now I could be wrong; it might have had 256, but like I said, it's at least double. Hey Jerry, how you doing? If you like Jerry, come on up. Like I said, if somebody doesn't come up, it'll be a short one. Like I said, I don't mind talking, but you got to have something to talk about. And I got to figure out how to do that. How to download the stuff from the phone to a memory card. Like I said, I've tried a couple of different things. It's not working. I'm not very good with this electronic stuff. I'm not very good at this vlogging. I don't edit. So when you see something of mine, it's not been edited. The only thing I've ever edited, there's two things I edited. And I did it. LV, 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 LV. Welcome, LV. There's two vlogs I've edited. One was I cut down, so I was able to cut off some parts, turn the audio off, and spoke over the old one. That's the one where I'm showing the car when I'm at the coming back from Terre Haute, and I show you the ice in the front end of the car. That was edited, and then the one I did on the USS Constitution. But the only editing I did to that was I turned it to where it was actually the way it's supposed to be. Somehow I filmed it the way it. If you watch the second one of it, it was filmed the correct way. That's the way it was filmed. But for somehow on the first one, it got turned up like I was filming this way. But actually I was filming this way. So I was able to get that turned and repost it. Now, how that got done like that the first time, I don't know. It took me a long time to figure out how to do it. Good morning, Ann. How you doing? And I had my coffee earlier. But like I said, how I got it the first time I got turned that way, I had no clue. It took me a long time to figure out how to turn it back to the way it was supposed to be. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Ann. I'm doing pretty good. It's my last day off. I go back to work tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow afternoon for you guys. Actually, it'll be tomorrow night for you guys when I go back. It'll be 3 o'clock Monday morning when I'll go in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon my time, which will be 3 in the morning your time. I'll leave here probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which would be 2 o'clock in the morning for you guys in the Philippines, to go into work. Then I'll be at it again for another 5 days. On Tuesday, I have to get up a little earlier than I really want, but that's because I have a doctor. I have to go see the pharmacist in person, and we go in. I take in my like I said, I've told you all I got diabetes. I take in my blood sugar reader, my monitor for my blood sugar. She'll download that information. We'll see how we're doing on my new medication, or new actually prescription that I've taken now. I was taking 0.5 of this one medicine. Now it's actually a full one. So hopefully that'll be all I need. It seems to be working pretty good. It got me off of one medication that I refuse to take anymore because it messes with your system. And what it was doing to my system, I did not like, and so I quit using it. and that straightened up once I quit using it. So I just told them that I would not take that medicine ever again, and that's when they put me on this stuff here. It seems, and so it's working pretty good. It seems it's not messing with my system like the other did. To be perfectly blunt, it was messing with my system so bad that when I had to go to the bathroom, uh, we're talking about the set down for a man. When I had to do that, I had to be close by when the urge hit, because of the simple fact was when it hit, it was like you got to go now, and that just wasn't working for me. I mean, for years I took this medicine, didn't have that side effect. And I guess after a while it does start giving you some side effects. It's not good to use for years. I used it for over 5 years, and that's when it started messing with me. And when I decided what I thought it was, I dropped that medicine and it straightened right up, because somebody else was telling me that it was one of the side effects of that medicine, and it was that side effect that was getting to me. And once I quit taking that medicine, it straightened right up. And once it did that, I knew that's what it was, and I would never take that again. Because as a security guard, I can't always be near a restroom. My job, now the job I have now, I can be, but it's only one restroom, and there could be somebody in it. So you don't want that as a side effect. You just don't want it. I mean, I wouldn't want that as a retired person staying at home, because it limits to where you can go, what you can do, and so it was something I got off of. I've been thinking about uh, maybe doing a video on my sleep apnea. I don't know what people would think about that, because there's a lot of side effects with sleep apnea. I've been being treated for sleep apnea for over 23 years. Now, I've had it a lot longer than that, but I finally got treated for it back in 2000. So it's going on 24 years, but not quite there yet. And one of the side effects is diabetes and also heart trouble. Now, right now, I don't have any heart trouble. Yes, LV, I have sleep apnea. I have to use a machine for it. Uh, and like I said, it can cause a lot of different side effects. I'll tell you right now, it usually affects men that are overweight, but not always. I got a friend that I used to work with was thin, had been thin all his life, and affected. He's got it, type 2 diabetes, like I have. Uh, the majority, like I said, are actually white males that are overweight, but it can be any race and any gender. Matter of fact, I have my oldest sister has sleep apnea. Hello, lady. Lady, how you doing? And my oldest sister, like I said, has sleep apnea, and it she got some very negative side effects, a lot worse than myself. Now, my oldest sister's 10 years older than me. She's 80, and one of the reasons she wasn't using the mask like I use. She found it was too uncomfortable, which a lot of people do, and they don't use the mask like they should, and that's when they come down with more side effects. Uh, okay, I don't know who Joe K is, but yeah. But my sister, like I said, one of the side effects she has is she wasn't getting enough oxygen into her blood. And because for those of you that don't know what sleep apnea does, you have to be a snorer. If you don't snore, you don't have it. But if you are a snorer, it doesn't mean you have it, but you got the chance of coming down with it if you don't have it. When you snore, if you have sleep apnea, you stop breathing. Okay, and when you stop breathing, you snort and then you start breathing again. With me, I had a very severe case of it. Part of it was because of the simple fact, I think, is when I was tested was when I came back from China I went to China in 99 for 3 weeks. And when I came back, I just couldn't get over the uh, jet lag. because of sleep apnea. I couldn't get to sleep. And so they tested me, and they said I stopped breathing for 10 to 15 seconds each time I stopped. And I would stop for 123 times in an hour, which means a little over 2 times a minute. So basically, about every minute, I didn't breathe for a half of that minute. No breathing at all. And so they got me on the machine, and I've been using one ever since. That was in I want to say February of 2000. I don't remember the exact month. I have to see if I got the paperwork. I don't think I do anymore. And but somewhere around between January and March, I got my machine. And I want to say February, so I just kind of split it, and I've been using one ever since. I've been sleeping much better. Um, and yeah, it's not always the most comfortable thing to wear, but I'm convinced if I didn't get the machine, I would be dead a long time ago, and probably would not have made it through the year 2000. I probably would have died in 2000. Now, the reason why I say this is before I got the machine back in late 99 and early 2000, before I got the machine, I could be drinking a cup of coffee and fall asleep drinking the coffee after getting up within a couple hours after being in bed for 10 hours. I would fall back to sleep. I'd be at work and I'd go to sit my coffee down on the table at work at the desk. "Hello, James, how you doing?" And I would spill the coffee on my lap sometimes because I'd fall asleep before I even set it down. That's how bad I got. Now, I went to China in August. And like I said, I didn't get the machine until February or March, somewhere in there. And so there was all that time frame, and I just kept getting worse because of the jet lag. And I'm convinced, this is my personal belief. And hello again. My personal belief is that one of the days, if I didn't get the machine that year, I would have fell asleep driving home and probably crashed my car and killed myself, and who knows, maybe somebody else. Now, lucky for me, at that time, I was still able to stay awake the whole time I'm driving. The drive was only 15, 20 minutes at the time. It wasn't real bad. Uh, I'd say maybe a half hour at the most. But if I was the kind of person, if my mind was active, if I had my mind on something, I was able to stay awake. It's when I sat down to relax. So, like hello, Pamela. If I sat down to watch a TV show, I would fall asleep almost instantly watching TV. Sitting down and relaxing. Hello, Minnie. How you doing? So I've been thinking about maybe getting the correct information from uh, the VA and maybe doing a short video on it. It'll be one of the talking head video. Probably sitting here in front of my desktop computer, and that's what I'm thinking about doing. I know some people won't find it interesting, some people will, but it's just some information I'm thinking about putting out there. Because, like I said, I didn't even know about sleep apnea until about a year or so before I got tested for it. I was talking to somebody that I worked with, and they had it, and we got to talking, finding out what the symptoms and stuff was, and it's like, yeah, that's a good chance it's me. And I put in to get tested for it before I went overseas, before I went to China. But it took me almost 10 months to get in just to get tested. Then it's supposed to take me a little longer. Uh, I was supposed to wait until, I want to say, February or March before they were going to take me in and retest me to give me my machine. Because they'd already knew by that time. The first test proved that I had it. Well, I mean, one of the things that, like I said, one of the common things is you can sleep and you get up and you're always tired. Uh, you have a lower energy. Like I said, I used to sleep I could be in bed for 10 hours, okay, and trying to sleep. And when I got up, I'd still be tired. Uh, and I would be tired all day, and I'd go to bed again, and it'd be the same thing days on end. But like I said, you have to be a snorer. If you're not a snorer, that's not gonna be the thing. I don't want to say all of these symptoms because, like I said, it's been so long. Uh, but that is one of the symptoms is always being tired, not being able to get enough sleep. Now, if you have a mild case, then you probably could get enough sleep. Uh, but oh yeah, I could be in bed for 10 hours and get up and still be dead tired. And like I said, that's why, like I said, I was convinced if I didn't get treated for it back in the like I said, 99, 2000, I'd have died somewhere in 2000. That's my belief anyway. Hello, Jack. How you doing, man?
What's up, Larry?
Uh, so I'm just talking about sleep apnea right now. Like I said, I happen to have sleep apnea. I've been using a machine for almost 24 years, not quite. And I'm thinking about doing a vlog on that. I want to get some information. I got to go to the VA on Tuesday this week. I'm going to be talking to the pharmacist for checking my diabetes, and that is diabetes can be a side effect of sleep apnea. Uh,
I
Heart
was on
problems.
a airplane from LAX to I don't know if it was South Korea, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
There's two big dudes, one on each one on each side of me. I'm like, and they're just I'm like,
oh yeah,
ah,
yeah. That
I can't sleep. I couldn't sleep the whole time.
well, that was me back then. All right, it did not matter what position I was in. I was snoring, and I had to sleep, which is not the best position, but I had to sleep on my stomach because if I didn't, I would stop breathing before I get to sleep. That's how bad I was. I I I would as soon as I relaxed. For those of you who don't know, I'll give you a quick thing. Uh, the the uvula, which is in the back of your mouth, that's the part that hangs down at the back of your throat. That's called the uvula. Yeah, the little punching bag. It looks like that's what it looks like to me, punching bag. But anyway, the
Mhm.
uvula will drop down when you relax. Will drop down and block your air passage. That's why you snore is to get that out of your way so you can breathe. Now, if you got sleep apnea, you stop breathing and you have to snort or something, and so you never get to your what they call your REM sleep. Your REM sleep is your deep sleep. That's where you get your rest. And I never was able to get to my REM sleep. If I was in bed for 10 hours, I got the same amount of rest, maybe even less than if a normal person without sleep apnea would get sleeping for 2 hours. And this would be days on days. So go for a month. Don't try to go very long. Just go for a week. Actually, probably be enough, and see how you feel after just having 2 hours sleep for a week to 2 weeks. Well, then try that for months on months. For me, that's the way it was. So I
It's
never
like
got my energy back until I got my machine, and that's what causes all your heart. That's what causes all your side effects. Is that your body is so stressed from not getting the rest it needs that you
it's like
have.
even if you drink a lot, you know, you're not gonna get that REM sleep. You're just gonna
I don't know
sleep
you.
and wake
I
up
don't know.
still.
You might still be able to get your REM sleep. Your REM sleep is just where you're actually asleep and you're getting good rest. All right. Uh, a lot of times you don't dream because you're not getting into the REM sleep, and when you do
I,
that,
I had
it.
a messed up dream the other night, man.
Oh, I've had some bad
It was
dreams.
so, like it was messed up.
Yeah.
It was at my old house. and I'm with my fiance, and living with me was the last one that died from Golden Girls.
Yeah.
She was living there. She pulls a gun out on me, like point blank, and she's trying to shoot me, and I'm dodging it.
Kind of like
She
the
put
Matrix, so you're dodging the bullets.
oh yeah, she put 4 holes in the walls, and I grabbed it because I know the ones that slide,
Yeah.
you can grab them and they're not going to do nothing. And I
Okay.
grabbed it and took her gun away from her, and just popped the clip out and racked it back and unloaded it.
So you're John Richter.
Yeah, that was a weirdest dream I had that day.
Well, I've had dreams about being with people that have been dead for years. My father, one of my brothers. My father's been dead for well over 40 years. Okay. And I've dreamt that we're living in the same place. Uh, at a place we never lived. Uh, so I mean, yeah, I know that thinking of them, that's part of it. But some of the dreams, some of the dreams, like why would I be doing that with my father, or my brother? Uh, it was just some weird stuff. Uh, and no, folks, I'm not talking sexual, so get that out of your mind. When I said, why am I doing that with my father or my brothers? No, we're not going that route. Well, I just wanted to make sure they understood, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's just, think of something that you would do by yourself or with some friends, but not with your father. My father and I were not run around, go out drinking or anything like that. We never were. My father didn't drink. Now, he drank before I was ever born, but he quit drinking before he ever met my mother. So I've never known my father to take a drink. Uh, so, I mean, it's just some strange things. My older brother never drank. Uh, my younger brother did, but my older brother, no. He just, and neither one, my dad or my older brother, neither one ever smoked. I quit smoking years ago, but my younger brother and I both drank. We both smoked. But like I said, the weirder dreams have been with my father or my older brother. Because, like I said, it wouldn't shock me if I went to a bar with my older brother. That wouldn't shock me at all. Because he'd go to the bar with you. He'd be the designated driver because he wouldn't have a thing to drink. Same thing. He went to parties with me sometimes. But he'd sit there and drink a Coke or something. And when it was time to go home, whoever he knew, if they needed a ride home, he'd give them a ride home. Now, I always went with him because I knew I was going to need a ride home. He took me there,
That's a hell of a DD.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, he enjoyed being at the party and talking with everybody and stuff, but he just didn't drink. I don't know if he ever had a drink. Uh, he tried smoking once, didn't like it, so he didn't smoke. I mean. But yeah, so like I said, going to a party with my dad would freak me out. I mean, that would be something I would never do with my dad. I mean, no. uh, but yeah, so like I said, I was just thinking about doing a video. I want to get the information, and I don't want to do a real long video on it. I don't know if I should show the equipment that I use. I probably will. So I may have to do like a two-parter on it because I don't want them real long. But that won't be till next week, the week after, somewhere in there, maybe a couple of weeks. Because, like I said, I want to get the information and then delve into it and try to figure out how to do it. How long each thing should be, and but then like I said, I did the thing on my nasal cleaner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought I'd show the machine and do a thing on it. Uh, like I said, I do have diabetes. Maybe I'll go into that sometime. Uh, but you know, it just I don't know if I should do the when I do the diabetes if I should show how I have to prick my fingers and how to get the reading and what to do. Like I have what they call Don Phenom, and I see your roommates there. But anyway,
My,
Don Phenom,
my maintenance guy.
yeah, my Don Phenom is that your next day I can go to bed. Let's say 99. I've done this before. I've gone to bed at 89, and blood sugar, which 89 is low. All right, that's considered low. And most people, if they're diabetic, would eat something, but I won't because the next morning it was 169 without me eating anything. My blood sugar, if it's low, will go high overnight without me eating a thing. If it's really high, then it'll drop a little bit. But my blood sugar, 9 times out of 10, will be higher the next morning than what it was the night before when I went to bed. And not have a thing or eat or drink.
I was hanging out with a friend. He had the CPAP machine, and we'd drink and eat, eat
Right.
steaks, potatoes, this, that, and other. And then he'd sleep on his couch, and I'd sleep on the floor, like below him, and he's just sawing the logs. I'm like,
Even with the CPAP?
without the CPAP.
Okay, yeah. If you're not using this, oh, believe me, yes. Like I said, even on my stomach, I would saw logs. It made no difference what position I slept in.
And sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of my sleep, drunk and all, and I'd like look up on the couch at him while he was sleeping. And I'm like, is he breathing?
Yeah, that's CPAP. That's sleep apnea. Ain't it, man? Yeah, because sleep apnea means you stop breathing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what sleep apnea is all about. You stop breathing when you're sleeping. Now, most of the time it's not real long, or not a lot of. They say that to have sleep apnea, you have to stop breathing at least 6 times an hour, minimum. So I guess you could stop breathing if it's less than 6. They say, well, you don't need the CPAP. You're doing all right. You maybe have to be checked again later.
Doing it more. He was doing it more than six times.
I know.
an
So
hour.
did I. Like I said, maybe before you came up, when I got tested. Now, like I said, I was also suffering from jet lag. But when I got tested, this is back in December of '99. I stopped breathing 123 times an hour. It's a little over, a little over 2 times a minute, each time for 10 to 15 seconds. So it wasn't real long each time, but it was the number of times that I stopped breathing that was a problem. Like I said, if I only did that, let's say 20 times an hour, that wouldn't have been much of a problem. But as much as I was stopping, that was a significant problem. I've been on a CPAP. I finally got, that was my first test. When was that? It wasn't December. Yeah, it was. And then my next test was, I want to say, February. I got tested sooner than they were going to test me the second time because somebody called, it snowed that day in Rochester, and somebody called off, said they couldn't make it that night because it was snowed and couldn't get out. Well, I worked right outside of I only worked a couple of miles from the sleep center. And so with the snow, I thought, well, I'm going to call because if I go home and they call me to come in, it's going to be a pain coming back in. So I called them and checked to see what was going on. I said, it's a good thing I called because they were going to call me, see if I could come in. So I went in and got tested again, and they decided, all right, this is what it's got to be set at. You can get your machine at within a month, and which I did. Like I said, it was around February. I got the machine, but
Is that a lifetime type of thing, or just like temporary?
I'll never get off the CPAP unless I have surgery and that doesn't always work. Surgery doesn't always work. What they got to do is go in, cut your uvula out, and then try to tighten up the loose skin back here. And sometimes that'll get loose again and then still block your air passage. The CPAP's the only thing that works that they know works for good. They do. Hey, Sammy, how you doing?
Hey, Sammy.
But the CPAP is the only thing they know that works for sure. There are some other surgeries they're talking about. I'd have to look into it, but I just don't know if the VA would approve that kind of stuff.
I'm sure the VA will pay for
that. Not for the surgery. They pay for all my CPAP equipment, but the surgery is a different. That's a little more expensive, and if the CPAP works, I don't think they want to go beyond that because it's more expensive, more invasive, and I don't know if it's guaranteed to work. So I wish I could get surgery where I wouldn't have to use the machine. It would be so much more pleasant.
But yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've been on the machine so much. When I first got the first machine, it made quite a bit of noise. Now they're a lot quieter. They're smaller. They're a lot easier to use. And also, like I said, I've gotten used to them. And it just makes things, but not having to worry about a machine would make things so much easier on you. I have a machine, one of my old machines I got packed up, ready to go anytime. If something happens, I have to leave, I can grab the machine and go. Now, if I have time, I pack up my new machine and take it with me.
And pack it up and go to the Philippines, and no, you don't want to do that.
Oh, well, yeah. When I go to the Philippines, I'm going to have a machine that is compatible to use in the Philippines. That is, I can take that on the plane without counting as carry-on luggage because it's medical equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't count as your carry-on luggage. And believe me, I'm going to carry it on because I don't want to get that lost in the luggage transfer, and they're not cheap. The machines aren't cheap.
I might be able to take my sporting goods equipment because that's not counted as a carry-on.
Like I said, you got to see what it is. I mean, if it's considered medical equipment, I think you can take it without being counted as carry-on. I know the CPAP can be used that way, but my CPAP is maybe the bag is about maybe that long and about that wide, about that thick. That's it.
That's small. That's small. That's a carry-on.
Yeah, like I said, I can use it as a carry-on, but they don't count it as a carry-on because of the fact that it's medical equipment. So I can take another carry-on bag with me. So you have change of clothing and stuff like that in case your other luggage gets lost.
Sammy, how you doing?
Yeah, I haven't seen the video on your accident yet, Sammy. I'm gonna have to watch that. I did see that you had one, and I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm glad to hear you're feeling fine. But making coffee, huh? I had my cup of coffee earlier. Now I'm just drinking water.
I just ordered a case.
You ordered a red beer.
I ordered a case of Red Horse and a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, for me it would be San Miguel painted label. That's me. But I don't know if yeah, it looks like you're all dressed for comfort.
What's like?
I can't read it. I'm sorry.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Okay. Well,
Bud
that's
Light
not a
PG.
very popular beer here in the States right now. You know that, right?
Because people are just
I'm just saying it's
being
not a very
bash,
popular
being
beer here in the
bashful
States right now.
about gays and stuff like that, and like, dude, you guys are just stupid. Just stick
Well,
to yourself. Don't worry about the gay people. Let them,
no,
they're
that's all.
fine
I'm
on
just,
their own.
hey, you can drink. I was never a Bud Light fan to begin with. I like Bud, but not Bud Light. But I actually prefer LeBlanc's Blue.
I like Bud Light, Bush
I like
Light,
Blue Light.
30 pack,
I like
but I'm
LeBlanc's
not gonna
Blue. It
go out
tastes
and
much better. It tastes much, in
I'm
my
not gonna go
opinion.
out and it's
But
not gonna
see,
go out and
I'm
bash
not a big fan of
beer companies.
Budweiser. Or it's it was an American beer. But the reason why I was not a big fan because I just didn't like the taste that much.
It, it's it's
I
not that
just
strong. It's only like 4.5%.
I prefer I would prefer Coors. Uh, like I said, uh, LeBlanc's
Actually,
Blue. I really
Coors is my first beer I drank when that was when I was underage.
Coors wasn't around my area when I was underage. Okay.
I had two or three of the tall cans, the 24 ounces, and I was driving around underage.
All right, Sammy. We'll talk to you later. But no, like I said, Coors wasn't even around when I was underage. I never heard of Coors until I was in my 20s. Because it was, remember now, I'm from the Midwest. And when Coors first came out, it was always on the west side of the Mississippi. Well, I live on the east side of the Mississippi. And it did not make the West Coast until 78, 77. I was stationed in Washington State, and our base was one of the very first places to get Coors beer, and that was in I want to say 78. I was stationed there in 77, 78. I want to say it was 78. We went up to Seattle, Bremerton area, which is where our bigger base was at, and picked up 20 cases of Coors beer. We had it sold out in one day because everybody found out that.
77 is when my mom came here from the Philippines, from McCullough, and 78 was when my brother was born.
Well, in
I
78,
was born in 81.
in 78, I was 25 years old.
You got me beat.
Hey, I'm 70. All right. In September of 78 is when I turned 25. And yeah. So, yeah.
I'm 40. I'm 42.
Let's see. Trying to think. You're older than my niece, I think. I think she's under 40, but I could be wrong. Now both my nephews are in their 50s. But there's 18 years difference between my oldest sister and my youngest sister. And,
Now I'm feeling old and young at the same time.
but like I said, my oldest sister had her kids later in life, and so did my younger sister. Was a little younger when she had her daughter than my oldest sister when she had her first son. Not a lot younger. So, like I said, I want to say she's in her daughter. I want to say is in her mid to late 30s, and then her daughter is what 13. She just turned, I think, just turned 13, maybe 14. My great niece. Now, both my great nephews, the oldest one's in college, and the next to the oldest one, or the second one, that's all I have is two. He'll be in college next year. And my oldest nephew had his kids later in life. He was closer to 30 when he had his kids, if not in, actually, he was in his 30s when he had the first one. But he went to college, and then he went to law school, and then they waited a couple years. They waited a couple years after they got married. Then his wife came down with diabetes, so they had to wait a little longer till she got all that worked out. And like I said, he was in his around 30 years old, maybe a little older when he had his oldest son. I mean, I'd have to stop and figure all that out, but I don't feel like doing that. But yeah, you want to talk about feeling old? I see my nephew, my youngest nephew. He was born when I was in the Navy. The oldest one was born before I went in, but he was born shortly after I got out of boot camp. My youngest nephew, and I'm old enough physically to be both their dads. Well, I said physically. Now my oldest nephew, I was like 16, and the youngest one, I was like 19. No, it was 15 and 18. I was 15 when my oldest nephew was born, and 18 when my youngest nephew was born. But like I said, so physically, yeah, I could have had a kid at 15. Yes, we know that. I was going on 16 when he was born, but I was 15 when he was born.
I'm debating if I should go to Guam.
Hey, Charmaine. Lorraine.
Charmaine, hello. I'm debating if I should go to Guam or just go back home and get my rotator cuff fixed up.
Well,
it's like I have insurance.
Well, find out which one's going to cost you the least out of your pocket.
Or do
you just want to go home and see family? I mean, you can do that too.
That and I have to work, and getting this fixed is free. It's like I have a whole bunch of these the Salonpas patches on my shoulder and my neck.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
Like I said, with me, I would probably have to go back to the States because I would use the VA. I don't know if I could use them in Guam. I might be able to. I'd have to find out.
I think you can use it in Guam because
I can't in the Philippines, but I don't know if I could in Guam or not because what I have is not service related. So I don't know if I can use Guam or not, but I can go to the VA in the States. I don't know if they have VA or if it's military in Guam.
We own, yeah, there is, but we own Guam.
I know all about Guam. Guam would gladly become a state if we let them. Unlike Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico doesn't want to become a state, but Guam would gladly become a state. But I have nothing to do with that.
Shut up. Let me close my door. Don't yell at my dog.
Yeah.
Let me gently close my door.
All right. I think you're trying to wake me up.
that was as gently as I could do it.
No, you could have walked it over and shut it. Wasn't as loud as you could do it, but I just gave you a hard time, Jack. Come on.
I did walk over and shut it. Me and my Bud Light pants, or I don't know if these are pants or what these are.
Those looks like sweatpants to me. Or pajama bottoms.
I think it's pajamas.
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that. You're comfortable.
Yeah, you can be comfortable in my own house.
That's right. I was sitting around without a shirt until time to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my own house. Even with the curtains open, I mean, I'll sit around without a shirt. But it depends on what's going on. Cow King, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the live stream. And so we're just sitting here talking. Anybody else wants to come up and bowl with us, we'll let you. We're easy going. But so I don't know. Did you hear me say I was thinking about getting? Not thinking of. I bought a new phone. I bought an S23 Samsung. I'm trading in an S21. I'm trading in an S21. Huh?
How's it climbing so high? The numbers climbing so high. I have an S9 here. Well, the back is all smashed up, but
Yeah. Yeah, I got an S21 I'm trading in. By trading it in, it takes over $600 off the price for the new one. It reduces the price to almost half. So,
damn,
oh yeah,
that's good.
that's all right,
I
Yummy.
think Samsung skipped a whole bunch of numbers.
Hey, old fart, come on up, buddy. But old fart says hit the like. Says stop by to say hi. I like that name, old fart gaming. Like I said, I got this one. Then I'll print something here. This is my backup, my Ninja channel. Oops.
Collecting, hello.
Just hello, everyone. It's lit. It's now it only comes up. Oh, it only comes up as Larry. The channel is Lazy A Lee. I'll let you guess what the A stands for.
Lazy A. Lazy ass one.
Sounds good to me. My middle initial is A. It really is. That's my middle initial.
I think I got it right.
Now, it's lazy-A-L33. Now, I do have a
Lazy dash A dash M dash M F that Lee.
there's a couple of videos on it just to make it legit, but that's it's
I'll be right back. I gotta go to this.
that's all right. That's my Ninja channel, but it just shows up as Larry. Like I said, not expecting anybody to join that, but if you ever see Larry, that's just me. But that's all right. I have a couple people I follow on that channel that I don't follow on my other. Actually, there's two that I follow on both channels. LV and Dan, I follow on both the channels. And then I posted a couple small, short videos just to post something. And that's all there was to that, just for that reason, just to make it a legit channel. But, but okay. But
Huh? Oh, they're awake now? Oh,
not okay. Jack, there's what my other channel's name is.
What's that?
Lazy-A-L33. But I wasn't ever going to have a ninja channel, but you remember Leonard, and so when he passed away, we decided to do a video, in his honor. So I came up with the ninja channel, and I went into my living room, set it up so we could show my recliner empty, and I brought that channel up and had it up the whole time that we did that live stream. And it just said Leonard Lund. It was in memory of Leonard Lund was the live stream. And yeah, that's true. Every man repeats the story. That is true. But I don't have to go to the Dumageddon. I mean, if I find a wife and have a baby here, I'd get more Social Security. But yeah, if you have a child, you get more Social Security. And that is very true. Now, your wife, you don't get more Social Security for her, I think, unless she's got a green card. I'm not sure, and how that works. But I know if you have a child, whether
you have to file for a green card. Like me, I'd have to go back home to file for the green card for my wife to go. Or it's the worst.
She's got to live there 3 years before you can get to 2 or 3 years before she can get the green card.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Well, maybe if you're married, it's quicker. Maybe if you're married, it's quicker. I don't know.
Don't get married here and try to get a green card to bring her back home, because that is no, hell no. Get fiance visa.
Yeah.
Fiance visa.
I'm going to tell you the truth right now.
It's 4 to 6 months to get her back home.
I'm not planning on bringing anybody over here to get married. If I get married, it'll be over there. I'm not planning on getting married. I'm not planning on finding a girlfriend or a lover of any kind. If it happens, it happens. But that's not why I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going to get away from this damn climate, and I mean political and weather.
Weather, yeah.
I hate winter. But both sides, you have the extremes on both sides, and they're both idiots. Now, I'm more of a conservative in the middle.
The weather here was.
I'm either considered conservative, liberal, or liberal conservative.
The weather here, shit. The lowest I've seen was like room temperature.
Like I said, I would rather go outside and be sweating than going outside and be freezing. Okay. Mm-hmm. I really don't like today. I just checked a little while ago. It was 52 degrees and rainy. Well, you know how it is when it's damp. That even makes it feel colder than what it is.
Earlier is 86 and sunny.
Well, now earlier today, this is the truth. Earlier today, when I checked my weather app, it said 73 and rainy. And that was just a few hours earlier, so it dropped 20 degrees. Who knows what it is right now? Let me find out.
Mm-hmm. It might change every 5 minutes.
It only
Um,
dropped 1 degree. So
hey, Larry, I'm gonna hop off of here.
I probably won't be, unless somebody else comes up, I won't be on a whole lot longer.
I'm gonna roll over to my aunt's house. I gotta go take a little walk.
I appreciate you
5 hours
stopping in.
down. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'm not sure, Everyman. I know my father, when he went on total disability back in the 60s, I'm trying to think, there was 6 kids still at home, but I think only 4 or 5 of us were still in school. Now you had to be in school, or under, I think under 21 if you're still in school, but you had to still be in school or you drop off the Social Security. So I know he got Social Security for at least 4 of us when he first, if not 5 of us, when he went on total disability. But exactly how much, I don't know, because like I said, that's back in the 60s. My father went on total disability. And so I know my father told me when I was 16, and there was 2 younger than me and then my brother, my older brother, so we were all still on it. He told me flat out, he says, now, you're old enough, if you want, you can quit school, but if you do, you got to go get a job or move out, because you're not staying here if you're not working, if you're not going to school.
McDonald's is firing.
Well, like I told my father, I said I had no plan on dropping out of high school. I always wanted to complete my high school education. Now, I had no desire to go beyond high school. So after I graduated from high school, I went into the Navy, and I was there for almost over 6.5 years. All right, man, you take care. Enjoy yourself.
All right.
Hey, Dan.
Really, I'll talk to you later. Everybody in the background, in the chat, in the comments. I will talk to you guys later.
All right, take care,
I'll be
man.
back next. All right. You too.
All right. Like I said, I don't know how much longer I'll be going. But yeah, Dan, every man was asking how many kids can he have and still get more money for each child on Social Security. I'm not sure how many. That's something you'd have to look up. And like I said, I probably won't go a whole lot longer. Hey, Tim, unless somebody wants to come up and talk, because it just, Karen, I used to be able to just ramble on. I probably still could, but I don't think it's that interesting for me just to ramble. But like I did say, I am looking at doing I'll probably do 2 videos on sleep apnea. I'll show them my CPAP machine and explain the different side effects. I might be able to do it in one. I just don't know yet. But that's something I will do here in the next couple of weeks. So we'll get that out, show people the machine. I also have to use a chin strap because my mouth seems to want to open up. I may start going back to doing something else to maybe help stop that. I got an incline pillow to help keep me head up a little bit more, so that maybe that'll help me sleep better. Hello, Marianne. How you doing? Welcome. Now, Marianne, if you have the capability and you want to come up, come on up. Anybody that wants to can come up and we'll talk. You can tell other people about your channel if you have one. And oh, by the way, everybody, remember, if you want to drop your channel link, go right ahead. You can do it by typing in LLL. It could be either 3 small L's, 3 large L's, or however you want to do it. And my Nightbot will drop your link for you. I do that because I don't know how to drop a link without having a Nightbot do it for me. So I have no clue how to drop my own link. So I never do. And it doesn't bother me. I don't go to other channels mostly to find out and how to, to drop my link. Now, if they have a Nightbot, I'll do it. But I go to support people. And so just very good. We'll let everybody drop their link if they want to drop it. So, like I said, I don't know how much longer I want to go without somebody else coming up. We've been going now for a little over an hour, which is a short video for me, a short live stream for me. That's all right. We don't want to, like I said, I enjoy. I'm from New York, Indiana, New York State. I live around the Capital District, which is Albany, New York. I actually live in a little town called Waterville. Now, I'm from Terre Haute, Indiana, which is my hometown. I was raised there. I was born in Lafayette, Indiana, but raised in Terre Haute. Well, that should make them happy, every man. Yeah, New York State, not New York City. I don't live in the city. I live in a place called Waterville, New York, which is right outside of Albany, New York, which is the Capital District of New York. And so anyway, that's where I live. Now, like I said, I'm from Indiana. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know. I thought you could, but I wasn't positive about that, Dan. But yeah, now just to let you know, Marianne, I do a live stream almost every Saturday. The only time I don't do one is if I'm sick or if I'm traveling and can't get to a place to do it. Usually, even when I'm traveling, I have I'll take a laptop with me and still do a live stream. So it depends on what's going on. The odds are I'll be on every Saturday. I do 7 o'clock Eastern time, which is 7 o'clock. That's 7 p.m. Saturday night in the Eastern time, or 7 a.m. in the Philippines on Sunday. There's 12 hours difference. And so, now where are you from, Marianne? Well, Marianne says she's live every day. Okay. Now, but where are you from, Marianne? All right. You're from the Philippines. Now, what part of the Philippines? We have some people here that are in the Philippines. Tim, Dan, Ann, Selexi was here. LV was here. Minnie Snow. They're all from the Philippines. Crystal, how you doing, Crystal? Now, Crystal, you'll be happy. I'm drinking water. And it was not cold when I started drinking it. I got it about room temperature. I know that makes you happy. I used to drink Coke Zero all the time. I'm trying to quit. I hadn't had one for almost a week. Not been quite a week yet. But we're getting there. And there are times, believe me, I'm still missing my Coke Zero. Davao City. Okay. I'm trying to think. There's I know her name's not coming to mind right now. There's another young lady, and I say young lady because she's young compared to me. Lives in Davao City area. Uh, Danny actually from Road to the Philippines. Him and his wife live in Mindanao, not too far from Davao City, from my understanding. Uh, but most of the ones I know are, there's some in Dumaguete or outside of Dumaguete on Cebu, uh, Leyte, Luzon area. So a lot of different places. But like I said, I'm just a small time vlogger. I like to get on here and I talk with people. When I can, I have people come up and we'll talk and just try to help everybody get to know each other. And so, you can fire me, every man. You don't pay me enough to work. But yeah, we just get on here. Like I said, you might have been here when Jack Hobson was up. Jack and I talked for a while, and he had to go do something. Dan will come up once in a while. He's not. He's in the background. He's getting ready to do some. Him and his wife getting ready to do some travel. Jerry was here earlier, but I think he's gone. He's come up once or twice. Hey, Erna, how you doing? And like I said, anybody that wants, all you got to do is. You tell him, Dad. You tell him. But anybody that wants to, all you got to do is type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link. I try to make it as easy as possible because, like I said, if you're like me, you don't know how to drop your own link. I don't know how to do it, so I'm not even trying to learn. And it's called social service. So Erna, just type LLL, nothing else, if you want to drop your link. Just 3 L's. And that should do it. But yeah, it's been a fun day. The only problem I got now is I got to go back to work tomorrow. There you go. My Nightbot will drop your link here in just a moment. There it is. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. But yeah. See, that's all anybody's got to do is just write in 3 L's and my Nightbot takes care of the rest for you guys. See, it even tells you how many subscribers they have. So. Well, I was hoping somebody would come up and talk with me, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I think I'm going to shut this one down, people. It's been almost an hour and 15 minutes. By the time we get done, it will be, well, actually, it's just now turned to an hour and 15 minutes. And so we're going to go ahead and shut this one down. Hey, NetBad. So I want you all to remember to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. So take care, everybody. I'm going to shut this one down. I'm glad you made it. And hope to see y'all on the next one. And I'll catch some of your videos later on. So, everybody, take care. Bye.